The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
This is Pro Strongman Stan Carradine, and you're listening to Mike and Tony.
Episode 183. It's Saturday morning. This face that you're looking at, Pierce, this is a man who had a sleep score of 40.
Nice.
So tired.
We're doing things over here. I have a sleep score of 52.
Let's go. See, that's what happens when you already sleep like shit, and then you're like, hey, let's go see a comedy show, which requires, starts at 9:30 or something.
Yeah.
And he performed a long time. So we saw Ronny Chieng last night, he was funny as hell, dude.
When it was not like me and you were both surprised, right? Because he had an opening act, which maybe was 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So she was really good too.
She started at 9:30, and then she was maybe 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then he came out and he played till 11:30, dude. That's a long set.
Yeah.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't see that in comedy nearly as much.
No.
There's literally shows where they do 1 minute, right? You're not going to find a musical performance that's 1 minute. Very rarely. Unless you're on just TikTok music performances or something like that. So I debated this morning if I was going to talk about this on the show or not. Because it's embarrassing.
Okay.
Who I am sometimes. It's just embarrassing. I'm going to be honest. So we left last night. I notoriously forget where I park.
Okay.
So at the grocery store, I park in the same spot every time I go.
Okay.
All the places I go regularly, I have the same exact spot, work, everything.
Yeah.
Because I forget. I don't know what it is. It's like I always have something else on my mind, and I'm not really paying that much attention.
Yeah.
So last night, I saw that coming. And so I parked. Remember, I parked hella far away. I had like a 6-minute walk from where I parked, and then there was like all kinds of parking, within 30 seconds of the place. So yesterday when I left, I realized this in retrospect. I made one wrong left turn when I walked out of the Paramount. Uh-huh. You know the way I came from behind you?
Yeah.
I came from further up that street.
But you took the first left?
I went and made a left immediately.
Oh, jeez.
And then thinking, and like not cocky, I'm just walking along, I'm goofing on my phone and stuff. And then I get to where I think I'm supposed to be, and I'm like...
You look up and you're like...
I'm like, bro, there's no parking lot here. And I saw this coming, so when I got there, I tried on my old ass on my phone with my Google Maps. I tried to drop a pin so I could be like, I know exactly where the car is at.
Yeah.
But when I did it, and I texted it to myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, moving about my business. When the time came and I needed it, I opened it up, and what I had sent myself was a live update of my location.
Oh,
so it shows me right the fuck where I'm at.
You're like, you're already here. Like, damn it.
You've already arrived.
Damn
it's cool.
it.
You're good. You're good. No. So, bro, I walked around downtown Denver for a solid hour.
Oh my God.
And here's the thing. So I stopped, and the winds, bro, the wind gust last night, I didn't have a jacket. I had a long sleeve.
Yeah, you had a long sleeve on,
Yeah. But the wind was like Chicago level wind. You could hear it banging stuff around up on the buildings. And bro, I had to hold my hat on. I was wearing a hat last night. I was holding my hat on for a fucking hour. I'm walking around, and so then I stopped 3 times, and I have Live 360.
Yeah.
You probably use something like that. I don't know if you use that exact one, but it's just location for our family and stuff like that. Uh-huh. So I was looking up. I was like, there has to be my commute here, right? So it has to show where the ending destination was and where I parked. Couldn't fucking find it. 5 times I tried, dude. And then at one point, you know me.
Yeah.
I was not me, just men, I think. I did not want to call my wife. And I didn't even know she could help. All I wanted to know was is there any way to track the car? Can we see, is there anything in the car where we could see where it's at? And I avoided it and avoided it and avoided it and avoided it. And I'm like 45 minutes in, and I'm and my battery's down to 33%. It's just going down by the minute. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call my wife. It was a humble moment. I called her, and she was like, she started panicking. Oh my God, you can't be walking around downtown at midnight. I'm like, I'm not worried about walking downtown. There's nothing going on down here. I've seen a few people. There's drunk people coming out of the bars and whatnot. It's not a big deal. I'm fine. She couldn't stop. I literally like kind of hung up. I was like, nope, stop. We're not having this conversation. I just wanted to know if you could tell me where the car was. I got to go. Bye. Yeah. And I literally hung up the phone. And I'm like, as soon as I hung up the phone, bro, this fucking car slams on its brakes because there's a car stopped ahead of it. And then I didn't even see what happened, but some crazy motherfucker was like in the street screaming in the driver's side window of the car. All 4 people got out of the fucking car, and then the dude threw a punch at the guy. They're like moving toward where I'm at. Right after I got off the phone, I told my wife, I'm like, it's safe, I'm fine, there's nothing to worry about. I'll just Could you imagine? Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. I thought I would share just so I could be a vulnerable human being that has been brain damaged long before he had brain surgery. I've always been like this, and I don't know why, but I couldn't find my fucking car, bro. I was so irritated.
An hour, dude.
By the time I got home, I was just like, Jilly happened to be up. My wife was up. I was shithead to everybody. I was just like, I don't want to talk. I'm just irritated. Just leave me alone. I can't right now. And Jilly's like trying to show me, like, look what I did on my new iPad, Dad. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Just leave me alone. I need to get some water. Oh, and that's the other thing. I stopped drinking water. I didn't want to have to pee during the show. Yeah. And I'm like obsessed with carrying my water bottle around. Yeah. So I didn't bring it last night. I literally didn't take it in the car. Nothing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's like hours later. I'm like someone who drinks water constantly. I'm like so dehydrated,
dried up fish,
starving because I didn't make dinner because I missed your text. It's like, bro, it's a new day today, Pierce. We're starting fresh with a 40 sleep score.
Yes, coffee in hand, podcast going. We're ready.
We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go. It's Saturday. Yeah, and to build on all the fun, right? What we were just talking about right before the show started.
Yeah.
Zoe had an accident upstairs. She peed right before the podcast. And then our little mobile Bluetooth controlled vacuum, it's a Eufy is the one we have, call it Puck, just decided to focus on that area where the piss was and just make sure to get it everywhere so it's all over.
Spreading pee.
Yeah, and you were talking about
there was a time that when Sorsha was at the end of her life, and that's when she was having accidents, pretty frequently, right? She couldn't control because she had nerve damage,
right?
And she had pooped, and the Roomba decided, like I was telling you before. Now they have like an update where like the Roomba will now like detect and see like if it looks like poop, then it'll go like around it or whatever. Right. And in this case, it didn't. We weren't home and got back home, and inside of the office was just trails and lines of poop.
God, dude.
Because the Roomba ran over it and decided to keep on just doing the room as it went.
You just got like crosshatch shit,
poop lines everywhere, and not only that, like now the Roomba is like caked full of shit, bro. And trying to clean that, and just it was
brutal.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's so gross.
Animals are gross.
Yeah, it was, if I told it, it would have been years ago. But do you remember the time when I had Callie, the dog we had named Callie? And she was a rescue dog, and she was legit fucking psychopath. Like just she was
stuff. I remember
nuts. Yeah. She chewed the blinds off the front window, and she in that spot where my wife's office is now, because we used to have carpet. Yeah, and that was her go-to, bro. She would just shit and piss and shit and piss and shit and piss. So finally, we're like, it sucks. We have to kennel her. Like, there's no way. Every day, she's just all over the place. So we were gone. I was at work. Mai was at work. I came home from work, and she was inside the kennel. And it just looked like she had fallen into a fucking vat of chocolate in the Willy Wonka movie. Like she
was a white dog.
It was, and she was white, mostly white with black spots, and she was brown, dude. Like she was sick. It was clearly like sick poop. It was not regular. And dude, it was so bad. And then so I tried to let her out of the kennel, and she starts like trying to run outside because she's just panicked and anxious and everything, and just starts slipping and sliding, falling on her side, just leaving a giant trail and splatters all the way to the back door. And it was before a podcast too. We had a podcast that night, so I probably did talk about it. I'm sure I did. Yeah, those kind of things. You're just like, oof.
Yeah,
the things we do for the people and animals that we love.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, there was a point in time like when she was a high anxiety dog, and we got her we had a emotional support pet for our dog. We had got Duchess because Source was the same way.
awesome.
Just had high anxiety, and she'd poop, and there'd be times where we were like, it was a race to not get home first at nighttime. Because we were like,
who's going to get stuck with it?
Yeah, who's going to get stuck cleaning shit and giving the dog a nightly bath. Just
God. It's funny you say that too, because we were just talking yesterday. That conversation with me, Mike, and Jay, I was telling you how he talks so intensely. But we were talking about when the first and only time ever in our co-parenting together, ever, that we both were just like, nah, you got to take one. No, you got to take one. We didn't literally have that argument, but the vibe was there. Like, nah. And it was when Jaden was young, and he was upstairs before that room. That middle area was a room, but he wanted it, so we put like dividers and stuff, and he was up there. He had a bunk bed up there. He was on the top bunk, sick as shit. He had norovirus or something. It was like some stomach thing. And he projectile vomited off the top bunk all over the floor, dude. And it was so much. And it was like the weirdest color. We were like, what are you eating? Like, what the hell is going on? And I remember, and then immediately the smell, like when somebody's sick, that smell.
That bile smell.
Bro, me and we're just looking at each other. I was like, no. Guess who lost?
You did.
Of course I did. I'm the dad. Spiders, anything gross, anything scary. That's my job. So, yeah, I cleaned it up.
Yeah.
But that was the only time ever where anytime we're like, oh, I got it.
I got this. Yeah,
let's do it. I'll take care of this. Not that time.
Nah, dog.
No, we were just like, I need a hazmat suit. Like, this is insane.
Just in case he does it again while I'm in here.
That was the other thing, because he threw up multiple times. And so we were like, is he going to go again? Yeah. You're right in the line of fire. Looking up like, please, God, please. Yeah, some of those things are so gross. We're starting off kind of on a gross note, but that stuff is real. Like, have you ever had norovirus go through your family?
No.
Oh, you never have?
No.
Oh, God bless you. It's the worst. I remember it was a Thanksgiving one time, and all of us, all 5 members of the Dollars ended up sick as shit. Mai was the last one to get sick. So she was kind of holding out and like trying to take care of people for a while. But it was just brutal. It was, both ends at the same time. All bathrooms are taken. We didn't have enough bathrooms. So people are like freaking out.
People are out in the back with buckets and
damn near. It was so bad. And you realize that like, that's so, it's so contagious. Norovirus?
I didn't know it. No.
Yeah. Really, really, really contagious.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Like if one person gets it, probably everyone's going to get
in the house. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So that was fun too. Lots of fun experiences. You can tell I'm in a really positive mood today. Just really bring us up today.
Oh my God. No. When I was in the parking lot last night, going home from the show, there was a fucking lady parked outside in the parking lot and just she was throwing up.
Yeah, there was some drunk ass people there.
Oh yeah. Well, not only that, it was yesterday was opening day too.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
So I went down to opening day as well, and had some drinks and watched some baseball, had some fun, and so but it was like, if people are down there all fucking day.
Oh, you're so hammered by the end of the day.
Yeah, wild. And so I couldn't imagine, even I don't know, even back in the day, in my 20s, if I was drinking like that, I'm not drinking all day to be
right.
I don't know if people do that.
I know, bro. You remember my friends that used to come out here every year?
Yeah.
I won't say their names, I guess, but they drink like crazy. And I remember they would come out, and the first time they came out, I still drank.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to keep up with them, and Mai tapped out. She was she doesn't drink a lot. Yeah. And she went to bed early every night. They were here for days, dude. And it would be wake up in the morning with the, what are those called? With the champagne.
Mimosas?
Mimosas. And then, moving on into heavier. And then by the time you get to the evening, and beers and stuff here and there. And I was trying really hard to keep up. And and this was years ago. So, I mean, I'm probably in my early 30s or something like that. I'm not that old, but it was just fucking unbearable. I couldn't do it. We'd get up the next morning, like dreading it. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Even like from the beginning, like I always thought like when, even camping, people like, or brunches and stuff like that, when they have like mimosas or beer mimosas, like if it's like before like
you're not a morning
12 for me, dude, still I'm like questioning, like, damn, this is kind of fucking early.
Yeah.
This is a little early to be doing this right now. I feel like because then I'm going to get like, if I don't eat, that's a problem.
That's the same with mine.
And so like I need to eat because then I'm going to get like sloppy and it's going to be just like a mess. And then now you're trying to control a 6'3", 230-pound.
Oh God, right? Oh man, because I was thinking back, that happened to Maya at one of my shows where I think the waiter was flirting with her and just kept bringing her drinks. And it was that Goosetown Tavern single release or whatever that was. I don't remember what that was. Yeah. So in that, and I remember just seeing her after the show and being like, oh no. And same thing. She was, she came home. It was rough.
Yeah.
But she's tiny. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could pick her up and carry her. It's no problem. Whereas someone like that'd be a nightmare, dude, if we're all hanging out. I'm the sober and Mike Pierce is fucking out of control drunk. Like, oh no, I can't pick you up, bro.
What was that? I get out of control drunk. I'm just like, when I get
drunk, I mean just like to that point where you're losing bodily functions,
Try to, oh God. Nope, this way.
Yeah.
This way.
For sure.
No, like with me, I just get like goofier and happier. I'm like with everybody. I'm like, oh, you want to take a shot too? Come here. Come on. I'll take a shot with you too. Come on. It's like
yeah, you're a good drunk. That's a good drunk. But you don't get drunk very often.
No. No.
I don't think I've ever seen you drunk. I feel like I've seen you tipsy a time or two.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
I mean, it takes a lot.
You're like Thor.
It's like,
just fucking down in bottles of shit.
Well, it was funny because like when we were downtown last night at the game, we were talking about the fact of like, if I'm going to run into somebody that I know downtown.
I'm sure
it's inevitable.
You did, right? Of course you did.
And I was telling the story, and we were all sitting there, we're all eating like lunch at the Pig and the Sprout, and I'm telling them the story, and I was like, some people like get irritated that I get recognized somewhere.
Some people.
And so, but it was funny because like immediately after I told the story, after we left the Pig and the Sprout, we're walking down, we're going past the Union Station, and immediately you hear, Mike Pierce?
Tiara's with you?
No.
Oh, okay.
You hear Mike Pierce? And you just did the wave. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's up, Lonnie? I was like, and they were like, all my friends that I was with, they were like, oh my God. It was like, you just got done telling us this same thing. And it was downtown. Just,
how do you think we get so many good podcast guests, Pierce? You know fucking everybody. There's nobody you don't know. Hell yeah. That's wild, dude. Right
immediately after I told the story.
What happens like all the time? Like I'm surprised it didn't happen last night. We were at the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been shocked at all. At all. If it happened 3 times last night at the show, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah.
Like that's how many people you know.
Well, I tell that one story that's the wild one. It's like, you remember Doug from CSU?
Mm-hmm.
When I was when we were talking about the when we were in Seattle. And even in Seattle it happened to me. Walking down Seattle on the pier. And all of a sudden, it's like, Mike Pierce? And I was like, Doug? It was like, you can't go anywhere without anybody saying anything to you. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm making a note to myself. I want to make sure. I don't know why I said his last name. That was so stupid.
I don't think he matters anyway.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but it's just polite.
Yeah.
Just mention people by name on a world famous podcast.
World famous thousands.
The Ordinary podcast. Like, that's what I love about our show, dude, is just we are 2 regular guys. Right?
Yeah.
We don't have some crazy perspective that nobody else has. Because I think a lot of times that's what you're told, right? Like when you're starting a podcast, you're starting any kind of brand or something, like you have to be
focused.
You have to be focused, but you have to bring something really unique and powerful to the conversation, or people aren't going to listen.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, that's not necessarily true. No. What people want is truth, conversation, interesting things.
Yeah.
And every conversation is not for every person.
No.
Right? Sometimes people, I bet you, I know there are, because you can see the numbers. Like, there are tons of people who will listen to an episode and it's just got way more listens than the rest.
Yeah.
And then some that are super low. You don't always know why.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a cool thing nowadays because of social media. Like we've talked about, all the fucking fake butts and fucking stilts in your shoes to make you taller and all this bullshit happening. I think people just want regular conversations from regular people. And I think we have more than ever because of the internet and stuff and technology. We have all these opportunities to just listen to shit while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Whether you're exercising or you're working on something. And it just kind of keeps your mind busy and, makes you think about things maybe you wouldn't have thought about.
We're like the Seinfeld of podcast dollar.
Show about nothing.
Show about nothing, but it's relatable to everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What we say is like, people are like, fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
I had fucking shit. I had Roomba shit before too.
Yeah, I remember that. Or they're not. Or they're like, holy shit.
Or they're thinking like last week, like, oh shit, yeah. How would eating fucking pizza with your feet?
I forgot about that conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, now my brain is immediately going back over that conversation. I don't want to talk about.
Oh, the part that got us the most was the stuff you were like dipping it in ranch.
Oh yeah, dipping the pizza in ranch. Or you were talking about the wings, sucking the barbecue sauce off your finger / toes. Ugh. No, no, I'm good on all that. No, but I do. I love how long we've been doing this too, and it's nice that we're starting to get momentum. Because for years it was we'd hit and miss. Which is, for listeners, if you ever wonder if you're new to listening to the show, that's why there's like shit ton of episodes, and if you look, there's like a whole big ass chunk of them released on the same day.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, how did they live all those lives in one day?
In one day.
Yeah. No, it was because we switched platforms. We switched RSS feeds.
Yep.
And we had to redo everything. But
yeah.
But we're still at it.
10 years. Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
We're going on 10 years strong. And even before that,
Talk about 10 years of nothing.
10 years of nothing.
Dudes.
But then it was also like there's a time when we were at ridiculous peak and we were on the radio station overnight.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about
so,
those times. That's when we had so many fucking listeners.
Yeah.
That was through WROM radio in Detroit.
Yeah.
And they picked us up for a while and had us on rotation there. That was I hated it though because
you had to edit everything.
Yeah, I had to edit. They needed a clean version. And it was like we could have just not said, but it just wasn't natural.
Yeah.
It was like weird. So it was better to leave them.
Yeah.
But then there were times, dude, where we would joke during the show, like the fuck counter.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we up to? 73 now?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take so long.
It's going to take so ever. Tony's just in there like, deet, deet,
Yeah.
deet, deet, deet.
Yeah, but it's okay. To me, it's the same as my music. It's the same as everything. Well, I'm do it till I die, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
And for me, because I've been improving. No, I'm like trying to go out more. I'm saying yes to things.
Yeah.
More than I used to. And that's, for me, the podcast has always been a big help because I think, it forces me to sit down and have conversations a lot of times with cool people or just meet new people and stuff like that. Yep. More importantly, it's always with you. And you're the opposite end of the spectrum. You're like, go get it, go out. I'm going to do the thing, by the way. What's it called? 303, whatever? We should give them a shout out. What are they called?
Do More 303, yeah.
DoMore303.com. Check them out, bro. If you live in Denver and Colorado, it's fucking dope.
Well, they also have one like in Chicago and New York and LA.
do they?
Yeah, so they have like those ones out there too. So
okay.
Yeah, so you get like last minute tickets or just like tickets to bands, comedy shows, anything really.
Yeah, and I told Maya, I was like, it's $5 a month.
Yeah.
And then you just get like all these things that you can just go to for free. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then she was like, and I was like, but I know we're trying to save money and stuff, so I'm not going to add one more bill. And she was like, really?
It's $5.
It's $5.
It's $5.
She was like, definitely. And it'll help with our dates because that's what always happens to us. We're like, hey, let's go on a date.
What are we gonna do?
What do we do? I don't know. What do you want to do? You hungry? What do you want to eat somewhere? Yeah. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
It's like nothing,
So now this will force you like to go see a different like show, and then you have to eat around that show where that show is at. So
I feel like I should have a goal though.
Yeah.
Because $5 is a lot if you never use it.
Yeah.
Right. And you're just pissing away $5 a month.
I mean, even if you went to $1
one a month, right?
Yeah. That's more than enough.
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What a cool thing that is.
Yeah.
Dude. That's so cool. And we saw our buddy Duncan, who I think's coming back soon, right?
Yeah. We're gonna try to get him on here.
Yeah, Duncan
Relate.
from the band Relate.
Yeah.
You had a thing on there for them.
Tickets,
you got a free ticket to it through that app, which is pretty cool. Is there an app for the phone too for it?
No, it's just the
just the
website.
internet.
Yeah. So,
website.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's it's a cool thing. And, I've seen different stuff, I went with, and saw this DJ set, it was kind of like Lost Frequencies and down at the Fillmore. And, and then I took Dan to Offset down at the Fillmore. And that was off the same thing too. That was off the Do More 303. So it's not just like local stuff. It's also like big name bands and headliners and stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah.
But that's really what it's all about. Just do more.
Yeah.
It is. And that's why it's a great thing for someone like me. It's perfect, dude. Yeah. I was like, I'm really excited about it. I want to try and do shit. Anybody who's listened to the show for a while knows the difference in our personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Mike knows everybody. He goes out all the time. He does fun things, gets everybody together. And, a lot of times people who are super social like you are usually like addicted to a substance. It's usually the case. Usually they're heavy ass drinkers, right? Or they're like, maybe they're not potheads. That's maybe the pothead goes with it, right? Most potheads are not extroverts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're very.
Maybe I'm addicted to friendship.
But that's not a bad thing. Truly, it's not. And we always talk about this because, I'm pretty religious and stuff, and you're not so much more spiritual or whatever. But that's why I've always felt like you don't have to follow some certain religion because some people are just good people. Because at the core of that, like, what is it you think about, like, when you're on your deathbed? Is it going to be like, oh, fucking, I got that promotion. Oh, I put out that album. Oh, we had this great. No, you're going to be like, it was the people. Yeah. It was the people in your life that you cared about and cared about you, and you had good times together. And you helped each other through the bullshit. And to me, that is the center of life. So again, look at you coming through like a sage. Sage Mike Pierce.
Sage Pierce. Yeah. No, it's going out. Having those experiences are great, and that's the same like with Dan too. Dan always comes out with us on that stuff too. So
yeah, for sure,
that's real cool.
Yeah, definitely. You always find someone, and it's so funny too because you'll always mention it like in passing to me. So it makes me realize like how frequently you're hanging out with all kinds of people all the time because you'll just mention it. Like who was it the other day you went out with? Our skater friend. Brian.
Yeah.
You just mentioned it casually that you were out with, hanging out with him or whatever. Yeah. And I was just like, oh yeah, that was a path. I know him. I met him. Yeah. And so because of you, I know so many more people.
Yeah.
But I think coming back to sort of like the theme of our show of like being about nothing, it kind of is about nothing. But what I think the real message behind doing this for 10 years is that every single person in the world has a unique ass story. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be because people want to hear, we're addicted to like celebrity and stuff like that. And we have some super person with all these accolades. But it's like, dude, there's so many cool people you meet in your life every day, all over the place. And I know I say I'm really social. I'm not social out of anything that's not a responsibility. Yeah. Like I go to work, right? And then I become friends with everybody, but I'm the guy who doesn't go to anything. Yeah. But all those people that I work with, I'm like, every single one of you is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, so interesting, like where people come from and what their life story is, what their philosophies are, why they are the way they are, what do they do, what made them who they are.
Yeah.
What dreams do they have? What dreams are dead? Like, because it's life, it's just regular fucking life.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the other thing too. Like whenever I ask people to come on the show and sometimes I'll get the, why? Yeah. Like, I don't do anything. I'm like, no. I was like, you're cool.
You're cool as hell.
Yeah, cool.
We think you're cool.
Yeah, you're cool. So, you have some good stories. I bet you have some good stories, And so I think that's what it is. I always see like the good in people and like the great in people.
That's important.
And I'm like, you should. I think you're great. I think you're awesome, man. Come on here and let's talk about stuff.
There's something to learn from every person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
All over.
Well, that's what I was saying when you asked me that one time for our future podcast. When you were asking me questions on what makes me, and I was like, all the people.
Yeah,
everybody that I know makes me.
I'm so excited about that. I forgot because we've been banking for the listeners. We've been banking some episodes because I'm going to be in the Philippines this summer, so we're going to put some stuff out that we're recording now that we're just not going to put out until then. But it's really exciting for me because we actually did the interview with Mike Pierce, which I was extremely underprepared for. And maybe we'll do a second one because I think you did a second one for me, so we'll do a second one for you at some point. But it was just really that was a cool thing for me. I can't wait for that to come out. I forgot it's not out. Nobody knows about it.
Nobody.
I kind of forgot about it. It's like it's in the old hard drive right there.
In the bank.
In the bank. Yeah, I'm excited about Philippines.
Yeah, dude. A whole month.
Yeah, dude, and I'm trying to get my fitness together.
Yeah,
because it's Philippines, dude. We're gonna be swimming every day and just out in the sunlight, and you don't want to be the guy, that wearing the t-shirt all the time, swimming and stuff. I just want to fucking get out there and do it. So I've been trying to really focus. It's just been hard with work.
Yeah.
It's always the thing. Now work's dying down. I'm starting to get a little bit of routine. Spring break reset me. Thank God. Thank God for those opportunities.
Yeah. Your spring break was kind of wild though. With the car and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I talked about it on the show. No, I got hit really hard going through a yellow light. A car was rushing to go through a yellow light, and I was trying to force a left turn. And I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about it for legal reasons here on the podcast. But no, it was fucking scary, dude.
Yeah.
Over spring break when that happened, and it's a reminder of. You can just be chilling. It can just be any random moment. Life could be over, dude.
Yeah.
And you don't think about it. It was a Thursday or a Friday on spring break. We're just chillaxing. I spent the whole morning detailing the inside of my car, cleaned it out so good. I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. I got to go pick Jilly up from work. So I'm going to go run to the car wash, get a little car wash, and then go pick up Jilly. And finally my car's in order. Fucking, we did the spring cleaning in the house. We're ready to rock. Let's go back to work. I'm ready. And then just in a moment, boom, my whole fucking day changed that day.
Yeah.
And I thought it was gonna be that day. And I thought, as a dude, a lot of times I feel like you don't process, like you just kind of keep moving, you know? And it was like for like days after that, I was still thinking about it all the time. Bro, I drive like a fucking 85-year-old. I already drove like an old man, but now I'm like, dude, I watch everything. So I have a pet peeve now. Okay. About these where this happened to me, where it's a yellow light, where it's a left turn where you're going yellow, and your light matches the traffic who's coming directly towards you on the opposite lane, right? So they have the same yellow and it's changing at the same time. So you're not supposed to pull into the intersection, right? Everyone does it.
Yeah.
But you can get a ticket for it, I'm pretty sure.
I do it all the time.
Well, maybe I should Google it. I don't know. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
So I was driving to work after this all happened this week, and I got to a very similar situation, yellow light, and there's cars coming from the opposite direction. So I've been not pulling into the intersection at all.
Yeah, people behind you all pissed off now.
Oh my God. So they were, wait till you hear how the grandpa I was. So I sat there at the yellow, cars are coming, cars are coming, and you know how people always force it.
Yeah.
So like as it's turning red, there's still cars going through. So I sat through two lights, and fucking it was chaos behind me. People started honking. People were so fucking pissed. So the next one, I just pulled out into the intersection, and I just waited. And that last white, it's basically red, and you go through. But it's like one car at that particular intersection. It's like one car can get through. So that's why people were so mad. Yeah, because I already know it's really hard to get through. And then this motherfucker sat through a whole green light, like
whole two green lights.
Come on, bro. Yeah. So, but it changes your perspective.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but overall, it was a good spring break. I'm still itching to go do some fly fishing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get you a rod. You should go do some fly fishing.
I have regular fishing rods. I don't have like fly fishing rods.
I don't even know why I like it so much better. It just looks cooler to me. Cool. I think because you get a million casts. I will say this though, my hand and arm was way more sore than regular fishing. Because you cast, and then depending on what you're fishing with, if it's a lure or something, you're reeling it slow, or jerk, like if it's a jerk bait or something like that. But with fly fishing, it's just like it's 1,000 casts.
Yeah.
Pull it a little. It's like
dragging it. You got to do the drag and all that stuff. And
Oh yeah. And that's the other thing is you don't really use. I'm doing this, but you don't use the.
Yeah.
What is that called? The reel? The fucking. Is that what it's called? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm obviously an expert. I've never caught a fish fly fishing, so we'll get there eventually. But yeah, you have to have tons of slack.
Yeah. And
the line is so thick. I told you, I think I said on the podcast before, it's so neat to me because it's the weight of the line that you're casting with.
Yeah.
The line is crazy, bro. It looks like a big ass rope almost. It's like so thick, and then it lays, the kind I got lays on top of the water.
Okay.
So it floats, and then that's the thing, the little, fly lands.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it that I think is going to get really difficult is you can get really into it is knowing what kind of flies, because it's just like regular fishing. Sometimes you have to try a few different things and see what they're going after. But in fly fishing, there's a fucking trillion different types of bugs, and there's a trillion different flies you can set up, and sizes and colors, and depends on what you're fishing for. To me, that's probably going to be the hardest part. So if I go like 2 years with no fish, then I'm probably going to Get online, watch a YouTube video.
I'm gonna hang this up and do another
Retire.
do another one.
Another new. I
another
hobby. Hobbies until I can actually pull it off. I haven't found one since guitar, so it's a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I need to. Our spring break was pretty uneventful. I need to I think I'm itching for like a vacation somewhere.
Ooh,
I need to do something. I got lots of vacation time, dude, and so
yeah, I'm sure.
I got one of those ones where it's like I get the warning, like you must use 50 hours before June 30th. I'm like, damn.
That means, bro, take a day off.
Yeah, that's a long time. And so, well, if I do take a day off, it just means I accumulate another day.
I know
later,
how that goes.
Yeah. And so it's just, but yeah, I want to go somewhere. I need a beach dollar. I need a beach. Like recently, your friend Sarah, they went to the Bahamas.
Oh, so nice.
To Atlantis.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yeah, to that Atlantis one. I was like, dang, dude. And I got like,
is that the new one?
It's not new, but it's like
new?
that, like one that was on the man-made island and everything out there in the Bahamas and Nassau.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Bro.
So, but yeah,
that's expensive, huh?
Yeah, and it's like they had like the underground aquarium, like is it underground? No, they have the aquarium. You can kind of like go through the tubes and stuff like that, and like all the different places you can walk through. So I was like, damn, dude, that's cool. That's sick.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Just looking at pictures of it. Damn. Oh my god, that's so beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I want to be there right now.
But she said they're not as nice in Mexico as they are in Mexico.
Oh really?
They're not as nice.
Well, I told you about the article I read about Mexico. Like their expected, their population is expected. I can't remember the percentage now, but it was significant. Their just percentage of people living in Mexico is supposed to just go through the roof, and it's all due to their tourism.
Yeah,
they put there's so much money in their tourism
for sure, dude.
And fucking it's just nonstop, and there's multiple destinations. Like, no, Mexico's the shit. I've never been.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I grew up in
wild,
Cali and everything. I never once stepped foot inside of Mexico.
Dang, I've even taken the trolley.
Oh, neat.
To Tijuana, to TJ.
Oh, that actually could be a little shady, or no?
Back in the day, kind of. Because like back in the day, this was before like 9/11 and all that stuff, you know? It was like 20 years old. Yeah, 20 years old. And just like, you know, going down there and just, you know, riding down on the trolley. All you needed was your ID. You didn't need like a passport or anything. You just had your state ID, your driver's license, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you need like passport and all this stuff. And Border Patrol is a little bit more
strict.
Yeah.
That all changed with 9/11, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, remember you didn't have to like, airports were different. You didn't have to go through like, you know, anybody can meet you at the gate. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like you had like family that would meet you at the gate. Because I remember we'd travel alone when we were kids.
Because that's every airport is like DIA now, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like 2 checks.
Yeah, you have to wait. Through. Yeah, you can't. Family members aren't waiting for you at the. Well, I guess they could wait for you at the gate. You know, they had to go through all the security and stuff like that and everything. But yeah, I remember just like being able to just like go through the gate and be like, bam.
Yeah.
You know, and flying alone, like as you were like a kid. You know, if you're flying alone, you got to sit in the very front row, and then you got the captain came and talked to you, and you got to see the cockpit and everything like that.
Oh yeah,
and that was cool when you were a kid. But yeah, not anymore.
I know
that's not happening anymore
because of 9/11.
Yeah.
If I ever asked you direct, I don't, because over the years maybe your opinion has changed. Do you think 9/11 is? Are you? Maybe I did ask you. I feel like maybe I asked you this recently. Like the conspiracy theories, right? There's like an inside job and stuff was planted. You said no, huh?
No, I don't think it's, like I said, we both watched it happen. Yeah. It's not missiles.
Yeah, we watched it live on TV.
Yeah. And then, I have like the in-laws who, worked at, at Morgan Stanley and the Twin Towers. And he wasn't working that day, but, he had people that he knew that were working. But, it's like it wasn't an empty ass building set up with bombs or shit like that. People would notice that stuff,
Yeah, no, but I think the conspiracy is that it was on purpose. Like it was actually government controlled or whatever, powers that be controlled, that they intentionally flew the plane in there and that they had already set it up so that the building would completely collapse. So it'd be like a major statement,
But I'm saying, how do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Without nobody else noticing.
I don't know. I was thinking back on our last podcast though. We were talking about ants were the size of an elephant.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, they would just be. One of us said they would just be like cutting buildings down, and stuff like that. Last night we were standing at Paramount. I was looking at that building across from us, like looking up at it.
Yeah,
I was like, Maybe a little bigger than an elephant size. Like it would take it a while. Like the ant would have to work through the building. I was doing the math. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, size of an elephant actually looks tiny as fuck compared to this building. So,
but if it took a nice chunk out the bottom, it's coming down.
Like a beaver cutting down a tree.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? How they are not? Is it beavers?
Yeah, beavers.
Yeah, they cut down trees and build dams and all that shit. It's funny to watch them do it. Have you ever seen them do it? Where they're like biting away, but they pause every couple of seconds. And they're checking
their,
they're listening to see if they can hear the slight little creaks in the tree, like it's going to fall.
And to see where to bite, next, I think,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's in their DNA, cutting trees down. Yeah, so many wild animals. You ever wonder what it would be like to be an animal like that? Like, life would be so fucking different. But I guess we don't know. But like, how conscious? Do you ever wonder stuff like that? Because people like to say that, oh no, nothing has feelings like we do.
Yeah,
but I think
they're not sentient beings and stuff. Like that.
Yeah. But I feel like everything mostly has some form of feelings and some form of conscious thought. You know what I mean? Like, but then they say, no, not conscious thought. We're like, well, I don't know. How the fuck do you know? Like, you're not behind their eyes. You're not experiencing it. But I do think about that, like the possibilities. Like, there's a lot of people who believe in reincarnation. I think it's probably the case. You know what I mean?
Like Ronny. No, not Ronny. The girl was talking about
that was so funny.
Reincarnation, about the guy she was dating.
Yeah.
This is the first time he was a human.
Yeah. He had been a horse before many times.
And she was like, and he must have been killing it as a horse, but as a first time human, it was not the case.
Yeah, I wonder if that is how it works. That you just gradually move up, you gotta live over. Because that's something about that feels intrinsically right to me. Like you live and you do it and do it and do it and do it and do it until you reach like the ultimate pinnacle of.
Well, that's my that short story, The Egg, that I like to refer to. Where it's like that's I was crossing the street and I died and 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 then like that's when like. Not necessarily God comes up and is like, where am I? Well, that was you then. Now you're going to be this person in 1858. You're like, what? What do you mean? I'm going to be this person in 1858.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're just living lives over and over again until you learn the ultimate lessons.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting, you say about like a different time, is it seems like we just experience time how we know it.
Yeah.
But it does seem like time is kind of like this weird fucking malleable thing that can be twisted around and like, so it's totally potentially possible to like experience different times.
Yeah.
We just not in our lifetime. That's not a normal thing for us. But if you just think about the way the universe is designed and black holes and like the warping of time space, all that shit, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy to think about. But I think about like beavers, or I think about rabbits. Oh, fucking terrifying life. Can you imagine being like a rabbit in Colorado with all the foxes and coyotes everywhere?
And like hawks. Like the falcons and stuff like that. Oh my God,
just terrifying.
Yeah.
I would hate to be a rabbit.
No. There was a point in time where like I remember in our last neighborhood, we had like a lot of bunnies. And then all of a sudden there's like no bunnies. And I was like, what happened to the bunnies? Like, where are all the bunnies at? The coyotes, but bunnies are crazy animals. Remember I was telling you, like one pair of bunnies can produce 1 million offspring in a year.
Wild. I know.
In a year.
Yeah. Talk about time perception. There's got to be totally different because their hearts beat crazy fast too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just everything is just
because one like that's like what the saying is, like, fucking like bunnies.
Right.
Because like one bunny can have like anywhere from like, what is it? Like 6 to 14 bunnies in one litter, right?
I believe it.
And then they can get pregnant as much as they can get. They're fully developed by 6 months of age. And so now that 6-month-old bunny, which is probably like an 18-year-old bunny by then, that 6-month-old bunny is now able to have another 6 to 14, so on and so forth, Like, so one offspring could legit have 1 million bunnies by the end of the year.
Yeah. Looks like the average is 12.
12. See? That's wild, dude.
Yeah, bro. That is nuts. And you have to have that fast heart rate. Isn't it? They don't look like how they probably feel. You know what I mean? They look all soft and comfortable and cozy and cute. And on the inside, they're just like...
They're just a ball of anxiety.
Just constantly.
They're always on fucking edge.
Yeah, because they get eaten by everything, bro. They get eaten by everything, which is why they're super leery of everything, including humans.
Yeah.
But they're not as concerned, I'm sure, about us as they are about foxes and coyotes and hawks. It's
got to say something else too, right? Like you're talking about like consciousness and stuff like that. Like, like even a baby bunny will run away from you. You know, it doesn't have that like the thing like oh, let me trust this person for once, and like, oh shit, no, don't trust that person. You know, they're afraid from.
And that's just instinct. Evolution. That's like generations of if you do walk right up to something and you don't give a fuck, and then you get murked, then you don't have babies, and that doesn't pass on. And over long periods of time, the ones who survive are the ones who are scared all the time.
I don't know. Nature's just fucking fascinating. Like even the thing with coyotes, like that always like boggles my mind. When you hear the howling, when the coyotes are howling, what they're doing is they're doing a roll call.
Oh yeah.
And when they're doing the roll call, that's because someone is missing, right? One of their pack is missing, and that howl triggers ovulation in the females.
Makes them more fertile.
And then that's, when they're replenishing the pack, dude. That shit is wild.
So wild.
Could you imagine you're a single dude going into a bar? All these
women
ladies
just start ovulating.
Oh my god! I've never heard a howl like that before.
Yeah, we like to think we're not that simple. But I don't know. We kind of are. It's just not howling, but there's other signals. It is funny how at the end of the day, that's why humans are so weird. We're like this weird cross of like a totally just legit wild animal, but at the same time with this awareness, this like conscious mind that's like really intensely present all the time. Other animals too, right? Like whales and stuff like that, and dolphins, and they're all super, super smart. I'm still undecided on a tattoo. I've usually scheduled my summer tattoo by now. Yeah. But I just don't know about I'm really shaken by the fact when I found out that owls are one of the dumbest birds to ever live. And I'm like, I don't know. And I always refer to that like Theo Von clip talking about like owls, how they had the good PR. Like, damn. Whoever was representing the owl did a great job. I know. Yeah. They did, because they're like a symbol for wisdom, right? Yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, they're dumb as fuck. But they look so cool. That's why I'm on the fence, because I'm like, it would still look hella dope. Yeah. And not everybody walks around thinking of that, But for me, it was kind of a game changer, because I very carefully chose the animals that I have on my arm. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. I wonder if I get it and it's just beautiful. The whole time, though, I'm just thinking, damn, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. And then someone's going to be like, they're dumb, right? Like, damn it. I know. I know I shouldn't have gone. I wonder if they could change it into another hawk. Yeah. But hawks are fucking cool. I love those. I would get a few more. There's so many different types. Yeah. Even the common like red-tailed hawks that are around here all the time. Yeah. They're so cool. Yeah. So cool to watch. So stealthy. Yeah. Birds are so different than like our group of animals, like mammals, you know what I mean? Like chimpanzees, and even as far as bears or something like that. Like they're a totally different thing. Yeah. Birds in general, and like hawks, and then descendants of dinosaurs. So. Yeah. Well, it's wild about fucking birds, right? Like even when there's like a hawk like in the air, and it's like swooping around, and like you see other like little tiny birds like attacking. Like hawks, you can see them like kind of like going after them, like get away, because probably going after nests or something, right? Yeah, and like attacking, and you're like, fuck, dude, that tiny ass robin is gonna try to take on this full on hawk. Like, come on, man, like. Yeah, that's the other thing you see in nature is like everything's so used to surviving. Yeah, it's got situations like that where you're going to combat. Like if we went into a combat with a bear or something, would be kind of equivalent, right? That we'd get fucking killed immediately. Yeah, like there's nothing you're gonna do. Bears. Woo. I wonder what's going on with bears in Russia. Like, there's all these videos of dudes like riding bears and grappling with them, and it's like become a thing. Yeah. The first one I ever remember was oh my god, UFC fighter. What's his name? Why am I blanking? He was the greatest of all time, some people say. He never lost a fight. Yeah, the one who beat McGregor. Oh, you can't think of his name either? Yeah. What the fuck is his name? This is embarrassing. But anyway, he was the first one I ever saw where it was like him as a kid, and he's like fighting with a bear. Yeah. And like grappling with him and stuff. But now you see these videos all the time. I'm like, how do they get this bear? Do they have all these like captive bears somewhere that have been raised in captivity, so they're like more mellow? or Russians just fucking crazy.
Khabib.
Yeah, Nurmagomedov. Thank you.
Yeah. No, tattoo wise, I haven't got a tattoo in a while. It's been a long time for me, actually.
Couple years?
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
2, 3
a few years. Yeah. Actually, a few years. And so I was thinking, like, I've always said that I wanted some knuckles.
Yeah.
I wanted some
gonna
knuckles,
do it?
but then I'm like, I don't know what to do with my knuckles. Like, I don't know, like, what do I do? Words? Do I do like little pictures, or I don't know. So I always get stuck. So that's why I haven't like done them. And then like my other one was my, my Dragon Ball Z thigh one that I wanted to do too.
Oh yeah.
And then just recently I was like thinking like, just like these like, stupid little things to add on, like onto my arms, just like things here and there, stuff like that.
I think
like
those look
ones.
cool. Because mine's more like the mural, but I like that look.
Like little random ones, and stuff like that.
I like
so
that.
yeah, like pancakes or
And those old
something,
Americana. Yeah. No, I think that'd be sick, bro. I like those.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I love tattoos so much. I'm definitely gonna get one before I go to the Philippines. I have to decide what I'm gonna get. I just want to finish this. Then my whole right sleeve is totally.
Yeah, you
done.
got to do it soon, then, dollar. Because if you go to the Philippines, you're gonna be in all that water and stuff. You can't be like.
Oh no. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be.
You get a tattoo.
If
in
I
the
have,
Philippines.
if it does overlap on hell no. If it does overlap on time, I just won't swim.
Yeah.
I don't play, bro. I've read about those horror stories.
Yeah.
I had one fucking guy who got a fresh tattoo and then decided to go swimming in the ocean.
In the ocean, yeah. Got that nasty
died.
infection, yeah.
He fucking died.
Yep.
Because you get it exposes your skin is the layer that protects you from everything. It's like the first line of defense, and it's super important. I don't know if you listen to Andrew Huberman very often, but he had an episode where he was breaking down immunity, and like you don't even understand how much immunity is happening on your skin, which makes sense because you're just exposed to the air all the time. You'd be sick all the time. There's fucking germs everywhere. Dude, but your skin is your first line of defense. So when you get a tattoo and you just it's all raw and open, it's like an opening into your whole body.
Yeah.
Into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
And then you get in the water and there's crazy bacteria. In fact, I don't know, Pierce, this is an extreme statement, if I'll ever get back in the ocean ever again.
Why?
Because when we went to Hawaii, I had like a crazy reaction on my armpits. Because what are those things called? The paddle boards?
Yeah.
See, I paddleboarded like all fucking day.
Yeah.
And so I was in the water, and when you're I don't know if it was for you, but in the ocean, the water's moving a lot. I fell nonstop.
Yeah.
I was constantly falling in the water. So at the end of the day, my armpits got really sore, and then they were like crazy sore for like 2 days. It was longer than that. It was
like
when I came home. Yeah, but it was all red and stuff. But I Googled it and found out what it's a genetic thing. Some people have it, some people don't. But there are certain parasites in the ocean that some people get a really strong reaction to. Everyone gets them. They're like going in your armpits.
Yeah.
But like for people like me, for whatever reason, I got the shit into the stick on the genetics, and I had like a bad reaction. It was like it took at least a full week and a half before they were totally back to normal. I couldn't put deodorant on. It was miserable.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, and it's not just particularly that problem. I'm just like, I don't think I should just get in the water. I don't want to get in the ocean anymore. It's terrifying anyway. There's more and more shark attacks all the time.
Yeah.
No, don't pluck and play. It is neat though, because I had the good snorkeling mask.
The full-on mask?
Yeah, I was just swimming around, looking at cool shit.
Yeah.
Saw little fish, swimming around in there. It was neat.
I know. That's like, again, a friend said that was in the Bahamas talking about when they went snorkeling, that was their best time out there. Like seeing all the fish down, and checking out. And I remember that too when we were in Hawaii in the Hanama Bay area in there, Waikiki.
Okay.
And going over there, and I saw a green sea turtle.
You told me about that. Yeah.
And that was so dope, dude.
Dude, I saw one too. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
That day when I was paddleboarding, it was so close, and it's like its head popped up and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's like my favorite animal. It's the one I don't have yet.
Yeah, that should be the next one then, dollar.
I know, but I just don't think it would fit good.
5 of them. You got to get 5 sea turtles.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that. I had always envisioned it on somewhere on this arm, either the inside of here or like the front of my arm.
Yeah,
because I want it in color. I like an underwater color scene.
Yeah,
with ocean scene with 5 turtles. And here, I just don't think it would work super well.
Or you do the 5 turtles on your left side, on your heart, on your chest, dollar.
That was the original plan before I ever got my first tattoo. So, or it's the camera. So it's this. I don't think I could necessarily fit a turtle right there, right? It's like an awkward spot because it like wraps around. You have to. Yeah. It's got to be something different. And what if I did it sideways or something?
No,
not really. Huh? Yeah, no, it's not happening. Sorry, it's real tight on my arms. Hell no, bro, you are looking so fucking jacked.
Yeah,
like I've noticed because I see you, but you dress pretty conservatively. Like you always have a hoodie or something like that on. And that picture you posted on, was it Insta on your story or something? Yesterday you worked out? I just saw it this morning.
Yeah.
I saw it, bro. I was like, your fucking shoulders are crazy, bro. Compared to just like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like you've talk to me, bro. What are you doing?
Well, no, it was just that time being off. I'm not scrolling, looking at Instagram, like, because in between sets, you just scroll and you're like,
you think you're working out harder?
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Instead of like just looking around at things,
Yeah.
And like, occasionally I'll be playing, chess here and there too, on it, but I'm not like in between sets, like, Oh, I better work out.
You know what I've stopped doing is listen to a podcast.
Okay.
I listen to music.
Yeah, I've always listened to music.
I know. You always, most people.
Yeah. And so, no, that's what it's been. It's just that and like the gym that I'm at. I love my gym, the 212 Performance Gym, and they have everything. And it's nice because, like, it's 24/7. It's in a good location. And yeah, like I said, just that not scrolling, and that's what I was like. That's why I posted an update. That's why I did that yesterday for that update. I was like, yeah, I've been doing work, and I was just like,
dude, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah,
I was like, and holy shit,
and
bro.
And like doing those other workouts too, like that CrossFit stuff. On Wednesdays when I do that barbell class.
Yeah,
doing those has got me different workouts and different things to work on, and I'm a lot stronger on shoulder stuff.
And remember, we've always talked about that as like changing up your workouts.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Has the most results.
Yeah. But again, I'm perpetually sore every day of my life.
Yeah. Get back on that cold plunge. The cold plunge helps so much with the soreness and the recovery and all that stuff. I just want to get back, dude. I've lost so much strength. Not in my core lifts. Like I'm doing pretty good on my squats, my deadlifts, and my bench, but like just like my curls and my arm stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I just don't, because I end up a lot of times I just don't have the full time to get through like every single part. Yeah. So sometimes I try to pick up on another day, but then I end up stuck late at work, and I get home and some shit's happening, and I got to go to a school event for the kids.
That's why I like doing mine at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because all my shit's done, right? There's nothing left to do except for work on yourself, $.
I know.
Work on yourself.
And I've always been the opposite, right? Yeah. I've always been like first thing in the morning before I even face the world, like get a solid hour or 2 or 3 to myself for everything from working out to like, meditating and praying and doing all that good stuff in the mornings. But it's now the sleep scores, I can just see it's like it's devastating to my health, like to be up that early. So I've moved to the evening. I'm doing better with that. I can do it. But what was the day I had 2 days ago where I worked out? It was like that. It got to the end of the day, and I just, those days and you just don't have it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of shit came up, so it kept getting pushed later and later and later, and it got pushed. It was already, for me, this is probably normal. This is probably early workout for you, but it was like 8:30 or 9, and I hadn't worked out yet. And so I just pushed it. I was not good, but it felt good to get it done.
Yeah.
It felt good to get it done. And it was still that time for myself and everything, but yeah. It's hard, but that's why I switched to the music, because the podcast, I find it's not. I don't sit and scroll in between sets.
Yeah,
but I'll sit and just zone. You know what I mean? Because I've got a podcast in my ear.
Yeah,
I'm just listening to something or taking in information, and sometimes you don't realize. And I know because I'll look at the times on the workouts, and I'm like, I've done this workout in 54 minutes.
Yeah.
And today I'm at an hour 11. Like, what's going on? Like I'm just moving slow as fuck. But I find when I put in like good workout music, totally different. I'm sweating, breathing hard. Like, holy shit, I finished in 48 minutes today,
And I always have a go-to, like when I'm going to lift a heavy set or a heavy lift, my go-to is Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Ooh.
Let the bodies.
Yeah, you've told me that.
I do that. Yeah, and so I think, did I tell you that on Monday almost?
Killed yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
told
did that
show,
last week.
Yeah. My
Stupid.
God, bro.
Stupid.
Oh, it's so scary. It made me think about putting the clamps. I'm still putting them, but it makes me think I should just take them off, huh? Yeah. I'd rather have a fucked up wall, because this is a small space I'm in.
Yeah.
So if that happened, some sheetrock's gonna get fucked up somewhere.
Just put some rubber up there.
Yeah, totally. It's better in your life,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's fucking somebody just finds you with fucking.
I didn't want to mess up the wall.
Hey Siri, text my wife. Make sure
I didn't want it to die.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess the wall up. So
Oh,
No,
it did. I knew
anyways.
she heard me. Damn it. No.
she's
She
always
says
listening.
she's telling me she doesn't know who my wife is, but it's because it's my iPad. My phone
your
knows who my
iPad's
wife
not
is.
familiar with your wife.
Yeah. No, I told you, remember my iPad, the same reason, like something on my MacBook and my iPad, my texts are all screwy.
Yeah.
On the MacBook, I have all the contacts.
Yeah.
They're in there, but it does screwy things, like with your email. For some, it has like 2 different contacts for you,
Yeah.
or something. I don't know what the deal is. But on my iPad, everybody's anonymous. Memorize their phone number if you want to know who they are. I can't figure out how to.
Unknown.
Yeah. Giving myself away as just an old ass man, bro. I just don't know how to figure out my contacts on there. I don't know why. So I'm like, call my wife, and Siri's like, who the fuck is that? Who's that bitch? I thought I was your main.
Where you say it in front of Myra and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. And Myra's like, what?
What? Or it's like some random name. Calling Michelle.
Like,
Hey,
oh,
hey, who? I don't know who that. Who's Michelle? I don't know who that is. But yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad it's the weekend. And at school, at work, it's CMAS testing is starting, which is kind of high stress for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's really not. All meetings are canceled. Most of your excess responsibilities, you're just testing kids all day.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much
on teaching them and testing them.
Yeah, and you're still teaching, right?
Yeah.
So teaching and testing versus like a million other things that you have to do. So in a way, it's actually kind of relaxing. And you're not allowed to sit down. You have to like be walking around the whole time. So
Yeah.
you get shit tons of steps because
Yeah.
and in fact, they do step competitions during the test.
Ooh.
Because, teachers, we have, not all teachers, some teachers have a tendency to just want to sit at the desk and let them just test. Meanwhile, they're all fucking copying or just already closed out of the app and they're Googling something or playing a game online. If you're not walking around, you don't get it. And it's embarrassing if that happens to you. So most people just walk around like crazy.
So Dollar taking like little tiny steps to beat the competition. Like,
Oh yeah. No, I went crazy before. The problem though is they make you use their pedometers.
oh,
And so I'll compare it to mine, and I'm like, nah, this shit, because they're all jacked up. They're like those old school little plastic ones.
that you put on like your belt.
Exactly. They're so inaccurate.
It
dude.
looks like a little Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Remember those virtual pets, those Tamagotchi pets?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like
It does look like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. But see, and what people do is you can hack them. You can just shake the fuck out of them.
yeah.
You
I
can stand there
remember
and
that.
just shake it,
I remember
shake it,
that. That was like
shake it, shake
the old watches. That too. You can get your wrist and go like.
Yeah. There's certain activities you might be doing where it's giving you a million steps.
Wow, you had 20,000 steps today?
It's first thing in the morning. You only been up for an hour. I don't know. What's going on, buddy?
What is and a rigorous workout? Wow. Your watch detected other workout.
That was funny yesterday when Ronny Chieng was talking about how he has to like inseminate his wife. I didn't know all that. Did you know that? Like the whole insemination, or not inseminate, but like get her eggs or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever he's doing. He has to shoot that thing to make her like ovulate more.
Give her all those chemicals
He has to
and all
stick
that.
literally a needle in her stomach.
Yeah.
Himself. And he was hilarious telling it. But you're also
Just walk into it. Just walk into it. I can't do it.
But I was also just like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you mix up the chemical mix.
Yeah.
You inject it into your spouse and they just hope it all went okay.
Yeah.
I'm so OCD, dude. I would just be so terrified I did it wrong. I'm like, we're wasting our time, wasting our money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it didn't, like he was saying, I don't think you could kill his wife.
No.
I wouldn't imagine you could do that. It's not those kind of chemicals. It's not fucking sulfuric acid.
Well, the
in there.
shit that was cracking me up when he was talking when it was his turn. He's like, all right, we got hers. Now we need to get yours. And he's like, so now I'm in this medical office, sitting on this tissue paper. It's all crunching underneath me. He's like, and they want me to ejaculate into this cup? He goes, there's people below me. There's people above me dying. Someone's,
He's giving
fighting for their
details.
lives. He's like, he goes, I'm sorry. I can't get turned on when all this is happening around me.
I'm sorry, I'm not a fucking
Pervert, yeah.
pervert. I wonder if we shouldn't talk about it. Should we? Is that disrespectful to comedians?
No.
Like it's because I think about that with comedians. That's the downside compared to being a musician. Like you write a certain amount of material.
Yeah.
And it's surprising to me that you can even tour with it. Like until you record it, because I would think you're going to see some of the same people somewhere, or word's going to spread, or videos, and that happens here and there. But you can't really do the same shit twice. People, unless you're Andrew Dice Clay, people don't like the same jokes twice. Whereas music, people love a great song 1,000 times.
Well, that's what Mitch Jones was talking about. Remember? He's like, there's only so many times my friends want to hear the same fucking joke.
Yeah, I know. So they can't keep coming out to the same shows. Can't keep coming to the same shows. That's so true. Yeah. Whereas music, for me, it's been great because people just know your songs. Yeah, then.
And they get to know. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Like, oh, I like this one.
Yeah.
But as an artist, I get really bored. Yeah. I was listening to an old show of ours. And so I think I was 42 at the time and said that I had been playing guitar for 27 years. Uh-huh. So I'm officially been playing guitar for 3 decades.
Wow.
Which is fucking insane.
That is wild.
Insane. Yeah. Where was I going with that? I played guitar for several decades. Oh, you get tired of the same songs.
Yeah.
So there's certain songs that I've just done so many times, which is ironic. I've played it so many times, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And 99.99999% of the world's never heard those songs.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to. That's the thing with being an artist. You got to give it your all every time. So what happens for me is I just end up doing different versions all the time, like just changing the shit up and goofing it around or whatever, just because you get bored.
Yeah.
I imagine that's way worse with comedy, don't you?
Probably
telling the same story with the same enthusiasm a billion times.
Yeah. But there are those instances where, like, you're among friends, right? And they're like, Mike, tell that story. Tell that one story.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure,
yeah.
for sure.
So.
Yeah, but I think about comedians where it's like your job, And you're like this story, you're touring, you're doing, 35 shows in a row, telling the same joke, the same. It's not, I just imagine it's got to be hard. It's great for us, as people taking it in, because he's like last night, he's great. You could never tell. I mean, you could tell he told those jokes a lot of times because they were so seamless and it was so good, but there was no lack of enthusiasm.
No, not at all.
He was fucking telling everything like it was the first time he told it. And that to me is a gift that comedians have.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to do it over and over and over.
Yeah. And I think also being visual about it, because like when I tell my stories, I'm pretty visual about my
he did move around a lot, huh?
Yeah, he does move around a lot. But even when I tell my stories, I'm pretty visual and like descriptive about stuff. Like I think I've told on the podcast before the story of me going to see the world's largest prairie dog when you're going through Kansas. I think I've said that before.
Me? Why am I not thinking of this?
So like I told this story to my friend Sarah, my nanny. She was like, I told her like he was going through Kansas.
Did you say groundhog?
The world's largest prairie dog.
Prairie dog, okay.
So, and it's in Kansas. You're just driving. It's like on the way to Hayes, right? And there's signs. It's like world's largest prairie dog, and it's like rattlesnake farm, all these things, right? Petting zoo, blah, 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 blah. But it's like world's largest prairie dog. I'm like, oh my God. World's largest prairie dog, just everywhere, dude. And you're just seeing the sign. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm getting excited. It's like world's largest prairie dog. I'm like, oh my God. Like, how big is this thing? Like,
have you told me this before?
I think I've told you this before. And I was just saying, like, how big is this thing? Like a prairie dog? I mean, prairie dog's like the size of a bunny, like a little bit bigger, right? I was like, but world's largest? I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking like dog size? Are we talking like cat dog size?
Like bear size?
Are we talking like what kind of how big is this prairie dog? And it like intrigues you, right? Because it doesn't tell you anything. It's just like world's largest prairie dog.
It was just a big cutout.
And so it's like, I was like, oh my God. And it's like, I'm getting excited. So we get to the spot and you have to go through like the gift shop, before you get to the area where all the animals are and stuff like that. And it's an old man who owns the place, and they have a rattlesnake farm.
Oh,
and so inside there's all these fucking rattlesnakes, right? And they have all these lights on, and I'm like looking, and there's like steps to like look down at the rattlesnakes, because it's like this large area where they can't like lash out or anything like that, and it's covered all like plexiglass and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like looking in there, I'm like, oh my God. I was like, geez, dude. And they're all just in there, like, coiled up dollar. And it's just like, I'm like, damn, dude. And I was like, and he comes by, he goes, I was like, how many are in there? Like, I turned to him, how many in there? And he's like, well, there was 27 of them this morning. One of them got through that hole by your foot there. And I was like, oh, God. Like, I jumped
Is he
up.
messing with you? Oh, thank
I
God.
jumped up and he was cracking up. He goes, "That works every time. Every time works." I
bet.
Like, yeah, bro.
Of course it fucking works every time. Are you crazy?
Because when you go into this place, it's like a little rundown museum, like, sideshow, attraction. And you go through the thing. And so, and then it's like, this way. And it was like little arrows, right? Little hand arrows. This way to the world's largest prairie dog. And I'm like, oh my God, here it comes, dude. I'm going to see this fucking large prairie dog. Like, and I'm going up there, and, he's giving us, like, because you got to get tickets to go out there and, like, pet the animals and see all the other things and go see the world's largest prairie dog. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there, I'm excited. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, can I touch it? I was like, well, let me touch it. And he, like, looks at me. He's like, I mean, yeah, sure. I was like, oh my God, I can be able to touch this fucking giant ass prairie dog.
You didn't notice that you said,
and so,
yeah, sure.
And I was like, oh my God, dude, he must be docile. That's awesome. He's like, he's a gentle giant. And so
this is so painted up in your mind before you get there.
And so I didn't care about anything else. We get to we get down to the back, and there's holes everywhere, right? There's prairie dogs, popping their heads up and barking at you. And then he also has, like, goats, and they also have, like, all these other animals you can, like, feed and everything like that. Foxes and everything. And I'm walking through, and it's like pointing. It's like, world's largest prairie dog. Oh my God. I'm like, oh man. So it's not just free roaming like these ones are. I was like, he must be, like, prized possession. Like, this thing is, like, behind stuff. Like, I was like, oh my God. So we're walking around, and it's like, right around this corner, world's largest prairie dog. I'm like, oh my God, here it is. I was like, I'm gonna fucking pet this dog like prairie dog, this cat dog sized prairie dog, and turn this corner dollar. It's like a 15-foot wooden prairie dog.
How rude.
Yeah.
How rude is that?
I touched it. I did pet it.
I kind of saw it coming when you were telling the story. I was like, I thought it was going to be like a big cutout, that you take a picture next to or put your face through.
But my anticipation dollar, I was just.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like I said, I was telling the story. My friend Sarah, she was dying laughing because I was like, because the excitement that I had, right? I'm like, oh my God, like, just the thinking, like, in my brain, I had an image of how big this thing was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, like, ridiculously large, but I was like, damn, it's like the size of, like, a golden retriever or something.
Yeah. Damn, that's insane. That sucks. How rude. I just think that's fucking rude. Don't do shit like that. We got about almost 20 minutes left. Pierce.
Yeah?
What do you say? You want to hit a little of those fun facts?
Now, I didn't get any fun facts on this week because I have had a shit week for work, but we're going to get some fun facts, Dollar. I forwarded to you.
Yeah, I already have it pulled up.
These are from 2015 fun facts.
I saw that.
These are some old ones. These are some nostalgia.
Yeah.
So this one right here. Your brain weighs 2% of your body weight, though uses 20% of all the oxygen you breathe and 15% of the blood's supply.
Yeah, that's crazy. It uses so much, dude. 20% of oxygen and 50% of your, or 15% of your blood
supply.
Just for your brain.
Yeah.
Which is only 2% of your body weight.
That's wild.
That is wild. Damn, holy shit. What was the one I just saw a second ago? Oh yeah, this one's nostalgic for me because I remember us talking about this years ago. But cursing raises our pain tolerance by about 50%.
Yeah.
So like when you stub your toe and you're like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
It actually helps.
It does. Yeah.
It actually helps you.
I feel like when it does, and the more you do it,
yeah, right.
The better it feels.
It's just like pain relief. It's
Yeah.
like I could take an ibuprofen, or I could just fucking
say, fuck, motherfucker!
Yeah,
God damn it!
Just curse. I had a kid come up to me in the hallway. He was walking by and I was like doing something at a table and he stops and he looks at me and then he just goes, "Farts," and then walks off.
You like a Tourette's moment or something?
Something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was. Ladybirds named after the Virgin Mary are extremely promiscuous. They have the highest rates of STDs among insects. Those fucking
dirty ass.
Those hoes. Fucking ladybugs. Lady hoe bags. Hoe bugs.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're and they they bite.
Ladybugs?
Yeah, dude.
How come do they not bite very often? I've had them on my hands many times, but I've never been bitten by a ladybug.
Yeah, they do bite.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they're so cute and pretty and everything, but they're just beetles, right? Some kind of beetle-ish or something.
So yeah, you get a bit and get some herpes from ladybug.
From some
my
fucking
God.
hoe ladybag. Ladybug.
The Sega chant at the beginning of Sonic the Hedgehog took up to 1/8 of the memory of the cartridge.
What was the Sega chant?
When it's like Sega.
Whoa. 1/8 of the memory on the cartridge? Is it worth that? Do you have to? I guess you have to have that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, what the hell? This, dude, I don't remember this one. Joe Pesci started as a singer and guitar player and played in the same band as Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci?
Yeah. Joe Pesci. The Utes.
He's a great actor. That's crazy. I didn't know he was a musician.
Yeah, man.
It's always neat when you find that out about people. Unless they're Filipino, then you know. They probably play 6 instruments. They fucking got 2 degrees and
Play
just
in
talented at
Journey.
everything.
And they're in Journey.
Yeah, they're true.
52 cards represents the 52 weeks in a year. 13 cards in a suit represents the 13 months of the lunar year. 4 suits represents the 4 seasons in a deck of cards.
Never knew that.
I never knew that either. That's correct. That's crazy.
That is really crazy. And probably read it in 2014 and 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually, that we've been going about 10 years and you've got, I just realized this is from literally 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Talk about, I thought I was the only one that saved absolutely every email, Pierce. But you do too, apparently. Just forwarded it something from 2014.
Yes, sir.
I don't save. I mean, I don't throw out anything. I just feel like you got to keep track.
Now we're talking about sleep, dollar.
Uh-oh.
Look at this. Even back in the day, we were talking about sleep. People who sleep just 6.5 to 7.5 hours a night tend to live longer.
It only says 6.5 to 7. Now everybody says 7 to 9. I wonder if that's changed since then.
I don't know, dollar.
Still though, but
We're dying early.
oh yeah, bro, I gotta figure it out. Gotta figure it out. When I retire, I'll sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep when I'm dead.
When I'm dead. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be sooner. So, ferrets can die if they don't have enough sex. I can relate to that. No, I'm just
Dang,
kidding.
dude. Right?
All males can relate to
Just
it.
like telling your spouse, but I will die. I need it. I will die. And it's like, nice try. Nice try.
Oh, that's funny.
Ranch dressing is named as it is because it was the signature dressing that Hidden Valley Ranch in California, and it was imitated by competitors as ranch style.
Whoa. I didn't know that. Hidden Valley Ranch is actually a place too. I always just thought it was the name of the company.
No, it's an actual place, yeah.
Whoa. I wonder where the Hidden Valley is. I kind of want to know now. Like, where is Hidden Valley?
While you're looking that up, a fighter jet pilot shot his own plane down by flying into his own bullets.
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
The Hidden Valley Guest Ranch is located near Santa Barbara in California and was favored by visitors who wanted to enjoy the natural surroundings. Whoa. So ranch is actually, I'm surprised everybody was able to get away with it. It's kind of like they just like took their brand or whatever.
Yeah.
If they were the first one to ever do it, now all these dressings are called ranch. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
I would think there's a lawsuit there.
Buttermilk Ranch, all these different ranches. This is like we're going to go on a Bubba Gump rant. There's
Yeah.
Buttermilk Ranch,
With my kids, bro.
Chipotle Ranch,
Ranch on everything.
Ranch, Light Ranch, Fat Free Ranch.
Olive oil ranch.
Half of all teenagers may be sleep deprived, thanks in part to early school start times.
Which now has changed.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
amazing.
changed
So
in 10
in
years.
2014, people were aware, but it took a while. And what
Yeah.
was it, 2 years ago? Or no, this is the first year it actually took effect. But they planned it. It was like 3 maybe years ago.
Yeah.
Is when the voting started happening, and then they're like, okay, and then they put a plan to implement, and that's DPS, the school,
Yeah.
the district I work for. But you've been seeing a similar trend across the nation.
Yeah, I swear I remembered starting like in high school, like at 7:30. Like the first
Yeah.
class was like at 7:30. Yeah.
Mhm. That's what, since I've been at Lake, that's what we always started at,
Yeah.
7:30.
That's wild.
And then this year it's almost 9 o'clock, 8:50.
Yeah. And now like some schools have late starts days. Like Cali School has late start days on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday they start at like 9:30 instead.
That's cool. They're making sure the kids get sleep while we die.
It's for the future. The kids are the future.
Because that was so brutal being a kid having to wake up for school.
Oh, dude.
Because
Yeah, I
kids
know.
do need so much more sleep than adults.
Yep.
Male orangutans can be attracted to women with red hair. One male, Sing Sing, has even ripped pictures of Nicole Kidman out of a magazine and placed them in his enclosure for use later.
Oh my God. He has all these pinups. See, look at we're not far from animals. Animals aren't far from us, dollar.
I wonder what the red hair. I wonder why.
Well, because it's like an orangutan. It's red. It's attractive.
Oh yeah, I guess just because it looks like one of them or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Slave laborers making tanks for Nazi Germany routinely sabotaged every part they could, and this caused German tanks to be extremely prone to breaking down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's like that's like
3D chess.
that's like a real like disgruntled worker like fuck this place, man. I'm gonna fuck this shit up and see how they do this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, right? That probably is what that is. Dude, this one's kind of weird. British Airways flight attendants are trained to insert catheters. What kind of a fucking situation are you in where you need an immediate catheter?
emergency catheter?
Right. Nothing else. Like, oh, his arm's facing the wrong way. Like, don't worry about that. Right now, what we need to do is get this catheter in.
We need to put this up his pee hole.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's not gonna make it.
Or maybe
Like,
it's
that's
like,
why I was like, why? What situation do you have to have a catheter immediately?
maybe like it's an Airplane Situation, the movie where they all got sick. The bathrooms are being all used, and somebody needs to pee, and they don't want to fucking piss all over the plane. And so instead, they fucking hook you up to a catheter and just...
Yeah, see, this is so crazy. So, immediate use of a catheter, the reasons they have listed are incontinence, and in parentheses, that's leaking urine or being unable to control when you urinate. Urinary retention, being unable to empty your bladder when you need to, and surgery on the prostate or genitals. Why the fuck does an airplane pilot need to know how to do that? I don't get
The
that.
stewardess, I mean.
Is that what it was? A steward? Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely wasn't the pilots. That would be real weird.
Oh my God.
But it's already weird.
Ugh. I like clinch every like this. I'm like cross my legs when the word catheter happens. I'm like, oh hey.
I know, same. Because my dad's had them a few times. Dude.
Oh no.
And I just he's like, it's just.
Do they numb it up? What do they do? They just fucking put it in their raw dog, and you're just like, oh hell no, dollar. Fuck no, dollar. No, you're serious, dude. They don't even like numb your shit up. They just like fucking.
I don't know.
Oh my God, dude.
I don't know if he'll text me back immediately.
New fear unlocked.
Yeah, I just want to text him and just find out.
Dude.
It's gonna be an odd text. Just curious. Do they
numb your dick? Numb your
you
dick.
for inserting a catheter? I'm pretty sure anybody who's listening is probably thinking, "No, are you crazy? No, they don't.
No,
Of course
they
they
just
don't."
fucking put that shit in.
Well, see, I kind of want to see what he says because I'm just curious. But
Oh my God. And so I already hate fucking needles, and now I have to worry about a fucking tube going up my.
bro, he's texting me back right now.
Oh my God.
We're about to get an
dude.
immediate
We're about
answer.
to get an immediate answer.
He says, "Nope."
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God! Oh my God! Like I was thinking, maybe you can put some of that like topical lidocaine on it, like lidocaine, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't fucking cover the inside of your dick hole. Like,
bro. Oh my God. There's something so crazy about thinking about that. Like, there's not much
oh my
else.
God! And it says like, how far do you go? Like, how far does that fucking catheter go down your dick hole? Like, oh my God!
Should I ask him?
my. Yeah,
No, he'll have a smart ass answer. 18 feet
18
for
inches.
me. 18 inches for me.
They had to get another tube. Oh my God, dude.
Oh, God.
And that's why we remain healthy, dollar.
Yeah.
We try to take care of ourselves so I don't have a fucking dick tube up my shit.
Right. I don't know what all you need it for, because what that just listed there, there's got to be a lot more reasons. Because maybe those things are tied to other conditions or something like that. But for sure, I think hydration is probably important. Maintain that through your life, right? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I would imagine so. You don't want something like that. Bro, we just learned something horrible.
Yeah.
Especially like as we're getting older, you know what I mean? You're like,
now it's like a plausible thing, right? You're like, oh shit, that could really happen.
Not to mention like how vulnerable you are. Like you, not only are you just totally got your junk out, but somebody's handling it and they're inserting something inside it. Like, so you got the fucking social part, and then you just got the physical, like the cringy, miserable pain that no, dude. Oh, how do you avoid? Somebody has to have Googled this. How to avoid ever
getting a catheter. Oh my God.
Reducing. Oh no. Oh, there's what can be done instead of a catheter. Includes prompt toileting. What? Oh man. No, there's nothing for like what I'm looking for.
Oh my God.
No, it's like really specific.
It's so funny because again, we are not doctors. And we're like, how the fuck does a catheter work? Oh my God, the stuff that we research on this show.
I know. Sometimes it's pretty crazy. I'm finding lots of weird stuff. I'm going to just close out this tab completely. I don't know anything. Got to jot that down in the notes. We talked about catheters today.
Oh
God, bro. I feel
or a colostomy bag, dude. If I get to that,
I think my dad had that before.
If I get to that point, dude, I don't.
Yeah, some people have it temporarily, and then some people just literally have that the rest of their life.
Shit bag, fucking shit bag, dude.
That'd be horrible. I wonder what kind. I know some stuff you have it. I know somebody who had to have it full time. Who had they ended up passing away, unfortunately, from the cancer. But
probably
I think
a colon cancer.
Yeah. It was like colon cancer, and then ended up having all kinds of stuff. It spread through most of their digestive system.
But now that I'm thinking about it, I'd rather have a fucking colostomy bag than a catheter at my fucking dick hole.
I agree. Without a doubt, I agree. Because that sucks and everything, but there's something so... Women probably can't relate to it, but I bet you any
women
dude...
get catheters too. Women get
is it
catheters
this...
too. It's going to go up their fucking pee hole too.
Their urethra?
Yeah, it goes up their pee hole too, dude.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even know. Did I literally think catheters were only
or just males
dudes?
only? No.
I think I did think that. Again, we're just regular guys.
We're not doctors. We are not doctors. Yeah, it's a real thing, yeah. So
yeah, catheters for women too.
Oh my God.
What?
That is like up there. That is up there. Oh, and you just use it like a fucking oh my God. Just using it like a penis, a little weenus. You got a little weenus tube coming out of you, ladies.
Oh, dude. Can you, this is going to be weird. I don't want to mess up your Google search, but could you look up the male version? I want to see like how far they have to put it in.
Oh, no. Okay. Let's see here. Men catheter. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I'm not ready.
That is all the way. Oh, that is all the way up there, dollar.
I'm not ready.
It's all the way. It's all the way up there, dude. It's in your fucking bladder. It's in your bladder. It's like all the way fucking in there. That shit is in there.
It goes all the way up to there?
Yes.
It's like a couple of feet.
And that shit is, oh my God, and it's strapped to your leg. The bag is strapped to your leg.
How do you?
And then, so your fucking dick is just like. Oh,
so how did? And think about it.
If you move wrong. Bro. If you move wrong, you're like fucking pulling on that catheter and your dick. Oh my God, dollar.
How do they? Because you would think to get it in like that far, how do they control and like know where they're going? Do they fuck you up sometimes if they like miss or like rub up too hard against a wall of it or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how thick are they? Oh my God, I need to.
Dude, it's thick enough. It's like the fucking whole pee hole, man. God damn it, dude. Jesus. Okay, anybody just fucking Just Google it yourself. I'm done looking at it.
Oh God.
my God.
I have to get off these sites. I'm looking right now.
That is like a stir straw. Like a coffee
No.
stir dollar. Yes, it's like a stir straw, dude.
0.33 millimeters. I don't know.
Well, what are these? What are these headphone jacks?
8.8.
0.8. Yeah, that's a stir straw dollar.
So
That
it's
is
slightly
going in
less than half.
Yeah, it's a stir straw going in your dick. Like those coffee ones.
Back in the day, they probably used wood ones.
Oh my God!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh no!
I guarantee that's not a thing. That can't be a thing.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
No, it's real.
It is. They use wooden catheters.
Come on. Wait, what? Is that just, this has got to be a deep fake or something.
Oh no!
No, okay.
Oh okay.
No, it's not real.
All right. Woof.
There's no such thing as wooden catheters.
Oh Jesus!
Though they probably did something like that back in the day.
Yeah, they had to figure something
Back in
out.
the day when they used leeches for everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could just put one on your dick. Who knows what's going to happen there. Wow, another episode in the bag.
Yeah.
We have a guest next week.
Yeah, we do have. We have got Gabriel Sandoval, Gobs from CrossFit Mob, Mind Over Fitness Bot. Yeah, so
Beautiful.
yeah,
Can't believe we ended on this note, Pierce.
we ended on some dick holes. And with that dollar, it's a wrap.
That's why there's an explicit warning.
Cheers.
Cheers.